YouTube. This is shintigercurl, that dude in the straw hat, and I'm giving you another wrestling review. You thought I just did TNA reviews. Nope. I decided to do one this week for Raw, and I might do one for next week, depending on what kind of mood I'm in. But I have to say that tonight. Well, let me get started. By tonight, it was a 3-hour Raw, a special old school Raw. And when I mean old, I don't mean just regular old school. Like they just bring out a bunch of old wrestlers and have them relive moments or whatever. They went really old school. They had old school ring ropes, old school set, old school intro with the old logo. They didn't say the World Wrestling Federation, but they had the old WWF logo on it, and it was pretty very nostalgic. The whole night was pretty good. Had some good matches and a lot of funny bits, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, I really can't name offhand all the great moments of this show because it had a lot of them, but I'll try to remember a few that came to mind. One of the more better ones was they had Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik doing their usual anti-American thing, and then Santino and Kozlov came out, and Nikolai and Vladimir tried to sing the Russian national anthem very badly, and Santino was just hilarious. And for some reason, someone thought it would be a good idea to give the Iron Sheik a live microphone on live TV, which is a very bad thing, because just be glad they cut it off when they did, because he would have started saying some stuff about Hulk Hogan, talking about, I fuck Hulk Hogan, there would be no Hulkamania if it weren't for me. I will take Hulk Hogan to the ring, break his back with my camel clutch, and maybe, if I feel like it, fuck his ass, make him humble. But that was great seeing the Iron Sheik. The Usos came out, and they were accompanied by Tamina's father, the Superfly Jimmy Snuka. It was overall a good match between the Usos and Vladimir and Santino. Santino really looked good out there. And of course, they went down to the fucking Cobra, which is stupid, but I still liked it. What else happened? Oh, my man Alberto Del Rio came out, and he wasn't just introduced by his own personal ring announcer. He was announced by El Matador, Tito Santana. And that's not just that. He came out, he wasn't driving his car. No. Chavo Classic, that's right, Chavo Guerrero's father was driving him. Now, if that one doesn't spell rich, uber heel asshole, I don't know what is, because right now, I'm predicting Alberto Del Rio, next World Heavyweight Champion. What else happened? Mean Gene was on tonight, and he was on his game, and he was just doing what Mean Gene does, giving interviews, and he really started the show off with an impromptu interview with John Cena. It was pretty great. What else? Oh, there was a segment backstage where Tatiana or Oksana, whatever the hell her name is, had the $1 million belt and was walking around, and when someone told her, I forget who it was, told her that her mother was there, she's like, oh, my mother is from Ukraine, yay! And it turns out to be Dusty Rhodes in a bad wig. Then Kelly throws a net over her, and then Goldust comes up and he takes back the $1 million title, and he says that stealing is wrong, so we're just going to give it back to its rightful owner. And in walks in the $1 Million Man and IRS. He gives it back to the $1 Million Man, and IRS says, don't worry, I'll find a way to make that tax deductible. And $1 Million Man gives his trademark laugh. And he goes off and he tries to give it to his son, and his son said, I'm not going to take any handouts anymore, I'm going to earn something. He still can't get over because he fucking sucks. Then Cody Rhodes comes out. Dashing Cody Rhodes. He comes out, and he and Goldust have a little brotherly chat, like, why don't you give me some of your dashing tips, Cody? And Cody's like, don't breathe on me. And he just leaves. And then, what else? What happened after that? Then Hacksaw Jim Duggan came out and they started dancing to Dusty Rhodes' theme song, American Dream. And Tatanka just rolled up in there, and all of a sudden, Ron Simmons came out with only one word. Damn! I got a laugh out of that. What else? Let's see. Damn, I should have wrote this shit down. The tag team division continues to spiral downward as the last true tag team champions, the Hart Dynasty, pretty much imploded on themselves as Tyson Kidd did a heel turn on his partner D.H. Smith. And that pretty much says it all. WWE does not like tag teams. Period. Let's see. Oh, Slick was out there. He did do a dance with Santino before Santino and Kozlov had their tag match. I thought he was dead. So, but it was nice to see Slick out there. I know my brother-in-law enjoyed him. He's a big Slick fan. Let's see. I really should have written this shit down. Starscream, aka David Otunga, had a match with Jazz. No, not Jazz. Kofi Kingston, aka Cliff Jumper. And just in the middle of the match, George the Animal Steel comes out randomly, comes in the ring, and just eats a turnbuckle, which gives Kofi a chance to hit Trouble in Paradise and take the win. It was a nice little segment. Cole was still being a whore, but hope came in the guise of an old Oklahoma Sooner. That's right. Good old Jim Ross came back to announce one more match. And it was so interesting because aside from shaking his hand through the entire match, which was Jack Swagger versus Daniel Bryan, JR completely ignored Cole. Cole was goading him and baiting him. I'm the new voice of professional wrestling here. I'm going to sleep. This match is boring. JR kept doing his job, and he did a great job. I don't understand why he's not doing this more and just replacing Cole, because Cole sucks. I mean, Cole was just trying to hype himself up, and every time he tried to get in under JR's craw, JR completely ignored him and called the match, which was a great match. And I want to see more of Daniel Bryan and Jack Swagger. They do have good chemistry together. I mean, they're very good mat tacticians, and I enjoy seeing them work together. So hopefully we'll see more of them. See more of Jack Swagger and Daniel Bryan. Well, after the match, Cole gives his farewell to JR. JR shakes the hand of his old friend Jerry King Lawler. He looks at he looks at Michael Cole and just starts beating the crap out of him with his hat. And Cole's only response to that was, "That's not professional." Cole, you're such a whore. And and JR didn't even say that much to you, and he pretty much humiliated you, made you look like a bitch, which you are. I hate you, Cole. Fuck you. Let's see. Mae Young came out, and she was talking about how she wishes that she could be still doing this when she's 100, and Lay Fools came out and did their whole screeching caterwauling, we're better than you, everything, and blah blah blah. And Mae Young just says, "I want a match with you two sluts." That's right, Mae Young. Mae Young's like, fuck the PG. Them two are sluts. Mae Young, don't ever change. So they have an impromptu, no disqualification, falls count anywhere match between Mae Young and Lay Cool. And then all the face divas came out and pretty much beat the crap out of Lay Cool. And Mae Young got a slap in on her. And actually pinned them. 1, 2, 3. Suck on that, Mrs. Undertaker. You suck. Let's see. Cena had a match earlier that night with who was it? With Alex Riley, and kind of got into it with Randy Orton. So the GM, who I wish wasn't on, who wasn't on the fucking show for the night, says that they have to settle their differences on Piper's Pit. And of course, you can't have Piper's Pit without the hot rod. John Hell himself, Roddy Piper. And a lot of people say he looked terrible. I think he really slimmed down, and he looks pretty good. Well, at least to me. Well, maybe because I'm blind or something. But anyway, the whole Piper's Pit segment was great. I mean, Piper can still cut a great promo. I mean, he got in Wade Barrett's face when Wade Barrett interrupted Piper's Pit. He got into Wade Barrett's face and just treated him like the wet behind the ears punk that he is. And Roddy Piper is one of the few old wrestlers that I enjoy hearing a promo cut from. Just like Ric Flair. You know, it doesn't, when Piper and Flair cut promos, it doesn't sound like they're reading off a cue card or they had this shit written down in the back or writers did it. It sounded like they actually were saying what's on their mind, and it works. Piper was being Piper. He was being controversial, and he was being the in-your-face hot rod that we know and love. But overall, I love the show. Even at one point they even had the old school box promos in the corner where before the match, when the wrestlers are coming out to the ring, they always talk in the promo box about what they're gonna do in the ring or how great they are, and I really missed that kind of stuff. It really brought back memories for me. A few people I would have liked to see, Macho Man Randy Savage for one, but I know that's not going to happen anytime soon. I would have loved to see Ricky Steamboat out there. This seemed like a perfect time for him to come back, but we know that he's getting over that, that stuff that happened. So get well, Ricky. We really miss you, and I hope that you're doing better. And someone actually mentioned this. Someone actually said that that it would have been cool if Jake the Snake Roberts came out and actually put a snake on Santino while he was going to do the Cobra. But as we know, Jake the Snake is, well, you know. Let's see, anything I missed? Mark Henry went back for one night to being Sexual Chocolate, which was pretty good. What else? Oh yeah, and the Brooklyn Brawler came out with Harvey Whippleman. That's right, the wrestling world's most famous jobber. The Brooklyn Brawler came out, and he did his job. He jobbed to Ezekiel Jackson. Ezekiel Jackson ate him and picked his teeth with his bones. And I'm really liking. I hope they do more with his face run with Ezekiel Jackson, and hopefully he's not remembered for just being the last WWE CW champion, which is not a good thing to be remembered by. But overall, I'd say this was a good Raw. It was a nice build up to Survivor Series, and it had a lot of great matches. It had a few shitty parts that I didn't like, but overall, it was worth watching. If you're an old school wrestling fan like I am from the golden age in the late 80s, early 90s, then this will be a treat for you. If you're a new wrestling fan, you might not like it, but it's good to see it, since it's just good enough for you to learn some history, like where certain stars came from. And it was great to see Cody and Husky's father out there, as well as Dusty Rhodes. It's great to see some of the old legends, and some of them I even thought were dead were still alive. So overall, I give this one a thumbs up. Watch it, enjoy it, and just if you had to record it, rewatch it, because it was a good show. Better Raws. It's been one of the better Raws of this year. So that was my review. It's a shintigercurl, that dude in the straw hat. See you this Thursday for another